Are we live? Are we here? Hey! It's been so long. We're so sorry we've been gone. Hey guys! What's up? It's me. Hello, hello. I'm gonna wait. We'll wait about 10 minutes just to give time for people to come in before we start listening. But hello. Welcome to the Toronto Pilot self-titled listening party. I'm doing good. I'm getting by. We're doing it one day at a time, you know? You know what I'm saying? Hi guys. Hello. How's everybody been? How has your quarantine been? How's life treating you guys? How's this really, really bizarre time been for you? Boring? I get that. I feel that. Oh God. It's tough. It's a very strange world we live in right now. Tired? Me too. Which is weird because, you know, I haven't been nearly as productive as I was in the before times. I don't know, the McElroys, if any of you know about the McElroy brand of podcasts, they started calling everything pre-quarantine the before times. And that feels right. It's been stressful. It's definitely been something. You're right. You've gotten a lot of work done. That's good. I'm proud of you. You got a healthy 4 hours of sleep. Same. I got about the same. I woke up at 4 a.m. for some reason, and my body was just like, we're not going back to bed. And I had to live with that. So I'm doing great. It's weird. It's very strange. Being isolated socially is not good for your mental health, is the long and short of that. So doing things like this, little hangouts, is extremely important. I've been trying to talk to my friends on like Discord or FaceTime as much as possible. Hanging out. I want to live stream more. I wanted to say I plan on doing more listening party live streams for the rest of the albums. Probably like consecutive Saturdays from this Saturday. Is this a good time for y'all? Is this time good? I feel like it's been forever since I've seen a video of yours. Yeah, it has been a while since I've done anything. I got super busy with school and with work. And then here we are now, and I have absolutely nothing going, but also don't have a whole lot of access to a computer, so I can't really edit videos at the moment, but I'm hoping to soon, maybe. I have some ideas for videos. Tyler Joseph gave me a lot of information to work with on Discord the other night. Good God. It's a little weird as an introvert. I thought this would be no problem, but it's weird seeing no one outside. Yeah, I get that. I didn't realize how much I relied on social interaction to feel normal until now. I am an introvert. I have anxiety. I prefer to spend time alone. I spend a lot of time alone anyway, but like being at home 24/7 is so weird and not good. And I hate it. Which is strange. I don't know. But I want to do more live streams because I'm very lonely. I'm very lonely, and I do miss this channel a lot. It's something that I've been thinking about since like mid-March when all of this started happening. I was like, I should come back to Clique Theory, but I didn't really know what to do. There isn't a whole lot going on, and then it was actually Kayla who gave me the idea to do listening parties, and then she said, I'm surprised you haven't done this already, which I agree with. Why haven't I done this already? It feels like a given. So we're gonna In 5 minutes, I just want to give people time to trickle in if anyone else is going to tune in. If not, I really don't care. We'll have fun, the 14 of us, 14, 15 of us listening to 21 Pilots. But we're going to listen to the album. You're here to listen to self-titled and cry. Aren't we all? My earbuds are flying. I can't like screen share anything or like play the album on YouTube, so you're gonna have to listen to it on your own. This is gonna be interesting. I don't know how this is gonna work, but I'm just gonna start listening to this in about 5 minutes. I haven't listened to self-titled in a very long time. I didn't realize this until recently, when I decided to do this, that like it's been almost like years maybe. Like I've listened to some songs from it a lot. Especially when researching theories, I like to listen to songs that I think connect with whatever it is I'm trying to theorize about. Or when I do research on lyrics, I tend to go back and listen to those songs. But I haven't like listened to the whole album probably in years. That's bizarre. So this is going to be weird and emo. This is going to be really, oh boy. Thank you, Kayla. We love you. Everyone, round of applause for Kayla, the MVP of Clique Theory. the MVP of my life. Let's be real. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's a weird time. So I'm back a little bit. Hopefully more soon. Don't want to jinx it, but yeah. How are you guys feeling? Like, other than bored and like it's weird, but like how are you doing? Like, I don't know. What have you been up to? Because I've been doing a whole lot of absolutely nothing. It's bad. I've been trying to do schoolwork a lot. It's very hard. My ADHD is not happy with this reality that we are in. You just ate an entire chocolate bunny, so you're pretty good. That sounds great. Animal Crossing, gang. I wish I had a Switch. I don't have a Switch, so I can't play Animal Crossing. Ugh. You've been staying up late and playing Minecraft. I started playing Minecraft recently. Okay, wait. We need to come back to this later because it took quarantine for me to start playing like actual video games. It's on my phone because I don't have any gaming anything, and my only computer is a Chromebook. You can't play any good version of Minecraft on there. So it's on my phone, but it's like I'm finally playing some of the games that when I was a kid I really wanted to play, but I couldn't because I didn't have anything to play it on. And Minecraft is one of those, and it's become a problem. It's been wild. A 13-year-old had to teach me how to play. I accidentally burned my house down because I spilled lava. It was a whole thing. Yeah, it's legitimately fun. It's a lot. I'm trying to get Kayla to play it with me. I told her that it's like survival mode Animal Crossing, and I stand by that. I burned my house down. I built a wooden house. Okay, we're about to start. I built a wooden house, and I had a bucket of lava, and it was in my inventory. I accidentally clicked on it. I didn't mean to, and I spilled it, and it burned my house down. Okay, is everybody ready? At 10, we're going. I'm going to hit play on implicit demand for proof. I know. Are you ready? Is everybody ready to cry for the next, how long is this album? Hour and 2 minutes? Oh, God. Why am I like this? That's a very good question. I don't know. All right. I'm waiting for the 10. Y'all ready to get emo? Y'all ready to cry? All right, here we go. Boom. I don't know if I'll talk much. Holy shit. This was the first 21 Pilots song I ever heard. Was Implicit Demand. This was the song that sold me on 21 Pilots. It's so pretty. This whole intro. I missed you too. He sounds so baby. I missed you too. He sounds like a baby. He sounds so little. The jumpsuit stream. Hi, Kayla. We are mid Implicit Demand. Oh, we're toward the end of Implicit Demand. For everyone who just joined, we are nearing the end. We have 1 minute left of Implicit Demand. My heart. My God. That really loud down that's really like far back in the mix. Everything about that song is just okay. Okay, follow away. Classic. Red Diamond, yes. I'm just vibing. I don't know about you. Level of concern is really good. Kayla, you're valid. It's such a good song. It is definitely up there. He really did something. The little harmonies. So good. This might be one of my favorite songs on Self-Titled for sure, though. They do be hidden different. It's my favorite part. It's just such a nice touch. Everything about Pantaloon. Oh my god. Reimagined Fall Away would be the end of us all. This is cute. The little cannon. I'm impressed I still know the words, honestly. Let me write that down. Let me take notes. I'm not kidding. Yeah. can't lose what I don't have. And emo time. You're leaving. You're valid. You're all valid. It's such a beautiful song. We all brought this upon ourselves. Let's be real. We went into this album willingly. I just had like a spiritual experience. Y'all ready to die? You're right. Sad party. You're right. That's every 21 Pilots party. Come on. Kayla. The backing vocals. Chef's kiss. The little reprise. Honestly, the production on this album and on Regional, as much as we say it sounds like it was microwaved jokingly, the production is very impressive for something made in someone's basement. I have to say. With limited resources, with no prior experience making music, you wouldn't tell right away, I don't think. Yeah. Like, I don't think I would have known it was homemade at like first listen. Once you know, you can kind of tell, but it's not, unless you're looking for it, I don't think it's blatantly, it doesn't sound homemade right away. Like, he knew what he was doing. Even though he didn't know what he was doing, he knew what he wanted to do. And it comes across. You do. You could tell because you're Taylor York and you're the producer. Kayla is an icon. You're right. Exactly. Yeah. That's 4 years more experience than Tyler had when he made self-titled. Hi. Modern music therapy. You're right. God, the harmonies on this album, they're just beautiful. Yeah, it's come back a lot. The parallels are fantastic. I have a lot of thoughts, just so y'all know, but I'm gonna save them for after we listen. I'm trying to talk as little as possible. Yes. Even that little last bit connects a lot back to Trench and the cyclical nature of it, which was also there in Blurry Face, but like it feels more relevant to Trench a little bit. Bye, Nick. Stop. Alex told me we have to think of her while we listen to Johnny Boy, so she couldn't make this one, but she'll be at the next one. I feel that. Johnny Boy. We're a little over halfway through. Evan, same. It's been years, I feel. So cute. Okay. Oh boy. This is the only self-titled song that I've listened to recently. We will discuss. We will discuss. It's such a good song. They're all such good songs. taking notes, man. We have a lot to discuss after this. It's actually every third Wednesday, but every Tuesday. Because the other 3 Wednesdays, I'm Clancy. We're all such trolls. I love it. What a community. Mm-hmm. That's fair. I mean, you're talking to the person who sold "We're Clancy and so are you" stickers and t-shirts. Like, I don't take it serious. This was my favorite song on Self-Titled for a very long time. I still love it so much. You did. Love that. I still have that sticker on my computer. I had to peel it off my dead MacBook to put it on. Like, I had to tape it onto my Chromebook. No, I love it a lot. I don't know if I know what the best 21 Pilots song is. I think that's very hard. There's so many 21 Pilots songs. There are so many. Like, I have a hard time narrowing down my favorite from each album, let alone, like, this is a book club for 21 Pilots albums. Yeah. The best one is Never Gonna Give You Up. Oh, I love that one. My favorite 21 Pilots song. I can't even joke about that because I love Trench so much. If he stopped writing albums, I would sob. If he quit early on, I would be so sad. We wouldn't have Trench. I can't live in a world where we don't have Blurry Face and Trench, okay? Actually, my favorite 21 Pilots song is Misery Business. It's a really obscure one. You might not have heard of it. My favorite 21 Pilots song is I'm Not Okay, I Promise. I still love that song so much. Trapdoor, y'all ready to cry? If MSR released a new album, I would just like, I don't know what I would do actually. I'm torn between saying I would die and I would pass out and I would You win. You win. The one where Tyler sings? I don't know if that. I don't think he does sing. It's Josh. No, guys. Josh is the singer. Tyler's the drummer. God, Tyler. Right. Yeah. It's Taylor York. My favorite member of 21 Pilots. I can't keep up. Nicholas Bourbaki's the bassist. Not a lot of people know that, but I can't. I'm trying to be emo, and we're just being trolls. I literally almost did. Y'all are too much. I'm way too giggly for this. Everything makes me laugh. Listen, but I gave an actual theory. I did a real theory from a swimming pool. That's not troll. I'm not trying to be emo. I am emo. I don't know. Write it. We really out here. It's emo hours. For real. I did. I'll write that down. No, Slushy, no. Too real. No. This song. Fuck. Okay. Kayla. Get out of here, Dad. Oh, I get that. You really are the dad friend. No, I do not. I just saw the "why do I hear boss music" comment, and I'm just thinking boss music, but it's just taxi cab really loud. That's clicky boss music. It's the song that plays when you have to fight Tyler Joseph at the end of Trench. No offense, Kayla. Remember when we saw this one live? No offense, but hey, Kayla. What plays when you have to fight Josh Lane Boy? Yes. Just the end part, though. I would play Trench the video game. That would be a good video game. When is someone gonna make a tabletop roleplay game for Trench? When is that D&D campaign happening? Because I need it. I love how we're all deflecting now. I do keep saying I'm gonna, but I am very easily distracted. I will make the Trench D&D campaign or the Trench Fate campaign if Tyler Joseph will play it. Can you imagine? I think it's morning, comma, sun. I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's definitely both. Like, the same with in Stressed Out the ladder. Yep. There you go. We're in sync. Everything hurts, and I'm dying. And I don't want to talk about it. I know. It's such a beautiful song, though. Like, it is so heartbreakingly gorgeous, but it's so gorgeous. This asshole made this in his basement. Who let him do that? Who let him do this? Who gave Tyler Joseph permission to do this song? It's okay. None of us are okay. What I love is that this and Leave the City both do the thing where they kind of like build and then they come back down and they build and they come back down. It's really beautiful. Ow. That hurt. That hurt. I love this song. I feel that. It's just a bunch of penguins. It's all of them, actually. They all live on the same island. That's actually what the song is about. Not a lot of people know that. You know what? Your birds are valid. That's how I feel every day. I just. Oh. 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 Wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Give me a second. Give me a few more seconds. Give me about 53, 52 more seconds. No, do not. My theory senses are tingling. Oh my god. Y'all. Bye. Bye, love you. Hope you enjoyed self-titled. I'm falling apart. I don't know if this is a revelation I just had. It may be nothing. Okay. So that was self-titled. Okay, the 50 seconds is up. You're good. How y'all feeling? I'm get some ramen noodles. Go for it. The true holy trinity: Animal Crossing Club Penguin and 21 Pilots. You know what? Some vultures eat too much and they cannot fly. Probably. Although I feel like that would go for like a lot of different birds. No, the thing I just thought of toward the end of listening to that song was the story of Icarus. Do you remember the story of Icarus? The guy who like I can't remember like all of the details about it, but he and like his dad or some shit were like trapped in a labyrinth. It's like an old Greek myth. I have to tell Kayla. Hang on. She's the Greek mythology expert of this friendship, so No, but the story is like, wow, it's mythology. To escape this like labyrinth or something, they make wings to like fly out, but Icarus flies too close to the sun, and the wax that was holding the feathers to his wings melts, and he falls into the ocean and dies. And that's what I thought of. Like I never really thought about that before, but that I don't know why that just kind of occurred to me. I don't know if that was they were being held captive and made wings out of feathers and wax. Yes. It's not something that like it's not a comparison I expect from Tyler, so I don't know if that was intentional at all or it was just something that I thought of while I was listening and kind of had a little moment. Kayla says, I always read it as fallen angels or angels without wings or something along those lines, which makes a lot more sense with what Tyler normally writes or like what he would have probably meant at the time. Yeah, so whew. Yeah, I haven't listened to that album in full in I think years. At least like 2 years. But I love all of those songs so much. Like I didn't really I don't think I remembered how much I loved those songs. Like that is the album that made me fall in love with 21 Pilots. Can someone tell me what we're talking about? We're talking about Self-Titled still. We're just talking about it. Nothing in particular, just discussion. Are there any things in Self-Titled that you think, I don't know, because usually when I do theories and stuff, I haven't done it in a while, but usually what I do with theories is I will take like something that Tyler writes about a lot or a certain song that I think means something and like pick it apart and try and find examples of like similar themes in other songs to try and figure out what he's trying to say. But I miss a whole lot, especially in albums like Self-Titled or Regional, because I don't reference them as much as I do the newer ones, mostly because I feel like he wasn't really telling a story. In 2009, I don't think he had Trench in mind or Blurry Face even in mind in 2009. I think he's building off of the ideas that he's been writing about since the beginning, but I don't think these stories were created at that time. But what's interesting about going back is seeing where all of these like ideas started and how they've grown and what a lot of these things could mean. Because early on, like Self-Titled and Regional and even a little bit of Vessel, his writing was like very blunt. Like he said on Discord the other night that he was a lot more comfortable saying the word suicide before Trench or even Blurry Face. He's a lot more blunt. He doesn't really beat around the bush. There's not a whole lot of metaphor. There's metaphor and there's a lot of like really beautiful imagery in those albums, but like the meaning is a lot more blatantly obvious. Whereas with the ones where he's telling stories, it's not as obvious, which I think is intentional in a few different ways. Because when you're telling a story, you don't want to give the whole story away right off the bat. You want people to connect with it, and you want people to kind of figure it out as they go. So he doesn't give a whole lot away about Blurryface and about Trench, I think, on purpose. Whereas on albums like Self-Titled or Regional or even Vessel, he's not really like, it's less storytelling. Like there are some songs on there that seem to tell a story, like The Pantaloon or Johnny Boy, or Trapdoor. Just keep naming songs because there's a lot. But unless you're Shakespeare, right? There are some songs on the older albums that are story-like, but they're self-contained. It's not, the whole album isn't the story. It's like one story in a album of like songs that mean something. I don't know. It's a little different, but I feel like he writes about a lot of the same things, which isn't to say that it's repetitive or that it's like uninspired. It's more that he's building on the things he's been writing about. Which is interesting to look at, like the progression of what he's written about, which is why I liked doing videos like the one I did for Chlorine, looking back on how he writes about water. Or I've done a few videos, I think, talking about like old extended metaphors that he's used a lot. Watching how those change and watching also what stays relatively the same is very interesting to me. There's a lot. I'm a little overwhelmed right now because that album broke me. But yeah. What are your thoughts on Self-Titled? Like just in general. Doesn't have to be theories, just like, what's your favorite Self-Titled song? What's your favorite lyric? I say that, but like even I couldn't pick a favorite Self-Titled song. In a nutshell, he's an author but uses instruments instead of a harpoon. I meant a pen. Maybe we can look at the smaller stories on older albums as individual people in Trench. That's interesting. We'll probably listen through again after this. I feel that. Listen, if my life at the moment was not just listening to Petals for Armor on infinite repeat, I would also be doing that. But Petals for Armor came out, and it's so good. Obsessed with the rap from Taxi Cab. So good. Taxi Cab is so good. That whole album is so good. Especially for like someone who had never really made music before. It's so impressive. Like that's hard. Petals for Armor is so good. It's my favorite album in the world. Maybe not, but like, it's so good. I love every song on that album, which rarely happens for me. I'm very picky, but something about not to make this about Paramore, but like they're one of my favorite bands, and I feel like with every record they do. Not that this isn't a Paramore record, but I mean Taylor York produced it, and Zach was on a few of the tracks drumming, but there's not a single Paramore song or album that I have disliked, and Petals for Armor has been no different. To this day, we still don't know Kitchen Sink. Yeah, we don't. I don't think we ever will. Because I don't think that's the point of the song. And we are going to do a stream maybe next Saturday where we listen to Regional. So we can discuss Regional at best next week. But I think that's the point of Kitchen Sink, is that we don't know what it means. I don't think the point is figuring it out. You know? I think the point of that song is like, because he said that the beginning of purpose is creating something that only you understand. So a kitchen sink is something only he understands. That's all you need to know. is that it's something you don't understand, but only he does. I think is the point of that song, or the point of why he talks about it on that song and why the song is named that. I don't think we're supposed to know. I don't think we should know, to be honest, because that would take away something that means a lot to him. And I know that he's apparently told some people, but I don't want to figure it out. I don't want to try and figure it out. I don't feel like that's our place at all. Kitchen Sink is such a wonderful song in every way. All these old songs, like I'm the kind of person that doesn't gravitate toward older music from current bands. For some reason, I don't know. I get really caught up in the new stuff, and I adore the new stuff. I love Blurryface. I love Trench. Trench is genuinely my favorite 21 Pilots album. Like, not being a kiss up to the band or anything. Like, it's just so incredibly good. But I still, these albums, these older albums are so incredible. Regional at best. That was my favorite for a long time too. The growth that has happened between Self-Titled and Trench is ridiculous. Because it sounds more personal, so it's easier to attach to. Yeah. Bye. Yeah, I feel like that's also why a lot of people are drawn to 21 Pilots, and why I think a lot of, and it's not to generalize, because I know a lot of like longtime fans also prefer the older albums, but a lot of newer fans seem to gravitate toward the old music because it's so personal, and in that way it's more relatable, so it's something they can attach to. Whereas with the storytelling albums, it's a lot more abstract. And you really have to look into it. But that's really what drew me to the band also, was like I attached a lot of meaning to the old songs, and like what he was writing about resonated with me a lot. But what really got me was Blurryface. That was what sold me on this band, was the storytelling aspect, the trying to figure out what it was he was trying to say. The big thing in the Blurryface era when I made this channel was making theories about it. And that's just so interesting to me. It's so much fun for me. As a writer, it's just a lot of fun. So I understand why people gravitate more toward the older music, but I just don't. But I still love it a lot. It's very good. Such a good album. Yeah, I took a bunch of notes, except by notes I mean like bullet points of like things to talk about or to look into that Kayla said. Oh, I have Oh Misbeliever written down, but I don't remember what I was going to say about Oh Misbeliever. Your Blurryface theories are fun to watch as someone who missed the beginning of it. I also missed the beginning of it. I became a 21 Pilots fan in 2016. So that was a year into the Blurryface era. I missed a lot. I had a lot of backtracking to do. And that's why it was a lot harder to like keep people up to date on Blurryface things, or like it was also a little bit easier in some ways because it was largely in retrospect, whereas with the Trench lead up and the Trench whole thing, it was harder to, because it was happening in real time and it was so abstract and it was kind of all over the place, and it really was a kind of thing you had to experience firsthand in a lot of ways, which I think looking back, doing informative videos about Trench retroactively might be easier. That's something I might do, but it's a lot harder to do it in real time, which is why I didn't do a whole lot of it. Or I tried, but like it was very hard because we kept getting new information, which is why at first I didn't want to make videos as it was happening, as the era was unfolding because we didn't have the whole story yet. And even now with stuff that we're learning from Tyler on Discord, because he decided to have Clique's interview him, which I loved so much. Even now we're getting really pertinent information that we didn't have before. So it's like, it's hard to make theories like that in real time because I take it way too seriously. I take it extremely seriously. Listen, the whole reason that I got interested in making theories about anything, or like the whole reason I wanted to or I was inspired to start sharing them, was because I watch Game Theory with MatPat. If y'all know that man, which you better. But he makes these very intricate, very, very well researched theories about video games, very well thought out. He does not mess around. And there have been some very abstract, kind of not factual theories, but he tries very hard. And that's something that I also do. I love MatPat. He's great. My hero. But yeah, that's something I also try to do, is I try to be very precise with it. MatPat goes so deep into his projects and it's great. You can tell he takes so much time and effort for his videos. Yes. And that's what I try to do. I really try to do that with Clique Theory, is I put a lot, I don't know if it comes across, but I put a lot of thought and research and poring over and analyzing 21 Pilots lyrics. God, the amount that I did for Trench was ridiculous. That it's half the reason I ended up kind of disappearing off the face of the earth. I was just so exhausted after the rollout, or during the rollout of Trench. It was so hard to keep up with. And that's a lot of why, if I continue to do Clique Theory and another album comes out, I won't do theories in real time. I cannot do that. That was exhausting. I'll do updates maybe, but not theories. I cannot do that. My friend who introduced me to 21 Pilots also introduced me to MatPat in about 2014. I love MatPat. He's wonderful. What was I talking about? See, this is my problem. Here's the thing, y'all. I have ADHD. If I don't say something, the instant I have the thought, it's gone for eternity. So, I have Almost Believer as a bullet point, but I don't remember what I was going to say about it. I will say that something about Almost Believer that I've always thought about, I don't know if it, is anything, but it talks a lot about snow. And for some reason, that always reminded me, I guess it reminds me of two things. It reminds me of the old Goner video, where it was snowing, but also the scene in Fairly Local with Josh drumming, where there's the ice and the snow. And Tyler uses the hot cold metaphor a lot. So it's probably just that. But I thought that was interesting, because that's how far back he's been using those metaphors. Or he even used the hot cold metaphor on songs like Pantaloon. I don't know. It's fun to see when you're looking at the newer stuff, or as it's happening. What was fun for exploring Trench the first time around was hearing all the familiar metaphors that he's been using for such a long time now, going oh wow, I know what that means, maybe. Or maybe this means what it meant there, or what does this say about that? Or using both references to kind of figure each other out, which is a lot of what Clique Theory is for me. It's just cross-referencing 21 Pilots songs. Talk about Taxi Cab. What is there to say about Taxi Cab other than ouch, my heart? Such a good song. Such a good song. I'm gonna pull up 21 Pilots lyrics. I have them memorized, but my brain is broke. It's called I have ADHD. And I have no working memory. What can I say about Taxi Cab? What's interesting to me, another thing that's interesting, is that in the self-titled era, he more explicitly wrote about like religious references and his faith. And that was, I think what he said was the only album where he did that. So for me, what's interesting is because there's a lot of parallels, obviously, between self-titled and the rest of the albums. He's writing a lot about the same things, but in different ways. So figuring out what these more religious metaphors became in what he's writing now is intriguing to me. Like the three men is obviously, maybe not obviously, but a reference to like the Trinity. I don't know. This song is, the lyrics are incredible. That's why I love Levitate, because it called back a lot of songs. It did, yeah. My brain is broken too. My brain is so broke. It's dead. I love Levitate. I have a lot of references, but also it's just so real. And we'll get to that. We'll have the Trench listening party, and it'll be great. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you have self-titled theories? Do you have self-titled theories? There will be an upload. I'll keep it up. Yeah. No worries. I don't know how much longer I'll be here. We will be having another listening party on next Saturday, which is, what day is that? The 16th? Is it the 16th? I think it is. For regional at best. I will schedule that after. But yeah. This was fun. I had fun. It was fun jamming. I missed self-titled. I haven't listened to that in so long. I missed it. It's such a good album. Let me know if you have self-titled theories. I'm always making theories. What are y'all's theories? Are we gonna do a no fun intended party? No, it's not a 21 Pilots album, so I don't listen to it a whole lot. I think I've listened to it a few times, but it's not a 21 Pilots album, so I don't include it in theories at all. I feel like Tyler is more comfortable with his religious beliefs because self-titled and original best is a lot of questioning. Yeah, that's Implicit Demand is heavy. Dirty Soul. Implicit Demand was the first 21 Pilot song I ever heard. And I was raised very conservative Christian. Well, it has elements of 21 Pilots. He has reused raps, but it was pre-21 Pilots, so I don't refer to it at all. That's just me. But yeah, there's a lot of like religious guilt and questioning, and that is what drew me to it initially, for sure. It was like, oh shit. I feel like I've said this before, but like that really got me interested, because that's not something you see a whole lot from Christian people. You don't see a whole lot of questioning of their beliefs. What's your favorite song on the album? My answer to this was I have no idea. My answer to this was that is such a hard question. Because earlier we were like, what's the best Tone Pause song? I'm like, man, I can't even figure out my favorite from each album. My favorite self-titled song. I have no idea. For a long time, it was Aircatcher. But I think, I don't know. I think the ones that I listen to, or the ones that I gravitate toward the most, are probably Addict with a Pen and Oh Misbeliever. But I don't know if they're my favorites. I don't have a favorite. That album is so good. March to the Sea is so good. It's so good. That whole album is so good. I have such a hard time picking favorites out of like the whole 21 Pilots discography because it like every song is so good for so many different reasons, in so many different ways. So I don't know, but the ones I listen to the most, or the ones that I gravitate toward the most, are probably Addict and Oh Misbeliever. Fall Away. Fall Away is a bop and a half. You're wearing your 21 Pilots hoodie today? I almost wore one of my 21 Pilots shirts today. But I didn't, because I don't know why. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of like questioning your beliefs on. Although I feel like the overarching idea of questioning what you believe didn't disappear, but I think the religious nature of it became less explicit because there are a lot of different beliefs that you can doubt or question. Like, religious faith isn't the only faith you have. It's not the only thing you believe. You believe a lot of things. Because I feel like belief and faith are things that continue to appear in 21 Pilots songs, in what Tyler writes. But yeah, it was a lot more religious on albums like Self-Titled, obviously. I don't know. People ask me what my favorite 21 Pilots song is, and I tell them I don't pick favorites, but then they hit me with, well, 21 Pilots is your favorite band, right? I feel that. I feel that a lot. But that's exactly why you can't pick a favorite song, y'all. It's because you like all of them. They're your favorite band. All the songs are good. We love them all. It's like I can't pick a favorite song off of Trench. My favorite song from Trench is the album Trench. That's my favorite. My favorite song from Trench is Trench. My favorite song from Self-Titled is the album Self-Titled. Every time I say Self-Titled, I like my brain goes to the Paramore Self-Titled for some reason because I've been on a Paramore kick lately. Like, no, those are two very different Self-Titles. Very different. One has Ain't It Fun and one has Addict with a Pen. Very different Self-Titles. Cannot get those mixed up. All right. So I'm probably going to leave in a minute. We'll do this again next week. I'm excited because I also haven't listened to Regional at Best in a very long time. Although more recently than than self-titled for sure. I think a few months ago I went on a drive and just blasted Regional at Best, as I want to do. You know how you just drive around aimlessly and blast an entire 21 Pilots album and cry? It's such a diverse album too, threaded by many of the same themes, but with many different styles and tones. Even now I'm questioning my favorites on the album. On which one? On self-titled? Because yes. Or on all of them, because also yes. I illegally downloaded Regional at Best. Didn't we all? It's not available for sale. You can't buy it. We all illegally downloaded Regional at Best. None of us got that. Like maybe 50 of us got it in 2011, but the rest of us, the majority of us, got that on like, I don't know, a file share website link that someone posted to Tumblr. But yeah, one of the reasons I keep coming back to 21 Pilots is because their music changes so much even within an album or an era. Like it's so diverse. It's very hard to get bored of. And I'm someone that like count how many times I've said I have ADHD in this stream. I have ADHD. I get bored very easily. I have never gotten bored of 21 Pilots. That's hard to do. They've kept my attention for a little over 4 years now. So good on them. Even though I haven't listened to some of these albums in a very long time, I still love them to death. And every time I hear these songs, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I love that song. To every one of them. But since we're going to do this in a week, I'm going to try not to listen to Regional, even though now I kind of want to. I was looking through some old emails and realized this year will be 3 years since I messaged you if I can make thumbnails. Oh my god. 3 years? Aww. That's right. I'll have been doing Clique Theory for... In November, it will have been 4 years. I will have had this channel. What? I feel like I made this channel last year. What is time? How does time work? I don't understand. I don't understand how time works. If anyone wants to let me know. No wonder Tyler writes about it so much. What is time? How does... Huh? 3 years. That's wild. Aw. Memories. Remember when Clique Theory was a voiceover channel? Y'all remember? It was like these really shitty, like, I just put some pictures of 21 Pilots in like a slideshow and did a voiceover. Y'all, the OG fans. Hi back, what did I miss? Can you start at the beginning? Okay, I was about to leave, but we here. I'm staying, I guess. We really didn't talk about anything because I am who I am, and as soon as I have a thought, it escapes me if I don't immediately say it. So a lot of the thoughts I had while listening are gone forever. I texted you to think about Icarus. I don't think that's anything. What else have we talked about? What else did we talk about? Did we talk about anything? I said something about O Misbeliever. But I think it was mostly just the hot, cold metaphor. Mostly I've been talking about how he writes about a lot of the same things he did on Self-Titled now, but in different ways. Set my trails. Don't come for me like that. Please, I don't want to talk about it. Also, I did talk about how great you are at length for about 20 minutes. Sorry you missed that. Y'all, Kayla's my favorite member of 21 Pilots. Kayla's my favorite member of the band Afterlights. Sorry about that. My dad's my favorite member of 21 Pilots. Someone was at the door, yes. It was my father and my dog. But my dog wants nothing to do with me. She just follows my dad around everywhere. What was I literally just saying? Naomi is a star. I remember the day Jumpsuit released, and I went to your live stream, and you kept talking about Jumpsuit, and I was like, what the fuck is a Jumpsuit? The Taco Bell song? I unfortunately have heard of it. Unfortunately, I have listened to No Fun. Listen, I don't know. I have conflicted feelings about No Fun Intended. I don't know if that's something he wanted released. I don't remember. But it's not a 21 Pilots album, so I don't reference it at all on Clique Theory, which I know is a controversial thing, but I don't know. You can't say that, Kayla, because do you remember when I made a Q&A video and you asked me a question about Taco Bell Saga as a joke? You can't complain because you also did that. What did we talk about besides absolutely nothing? I think I just talked in circles because that's who I am. Count how many times I've said I have ADHD in this stream, because it's a lot. Because I keep getting sidetracked or forgetting what I was going to say. You were making fun of people who make jokes about TV Saga. Yes, I support you. It was funny. Talk in circles? Yes, I do that a lot. Or I talk in squiggly lines. Tyler Joseph talks in circles. I talk in scribbles. And no one really knows where they go. And there's really no like rhyme or reason to any of the tangents that I go on. Trench the game development. Yeah. I need to do that. Listen, Kayla, I have a question, and it's if I made a trench game, if I made like a tabletop RPG trench game, can we do a Adventure Zone style? Not quite a. I don't know how we would do it though. Because if we make it, I kind of want to play it like live, but I don't know how to do that. Because I can't like screen share live streams on a Chromebook. I wanted to do that to listen to self-titled so we could all just listen here, but you can't do that on a Chromebook. You have to have a separate like streaming app. Tyler's pet cheetah can be in companion. The main NPC, like Critical Role. Critical Role is another one, yes. Kayla and I are McElroy stans. So the Adventure Zone is my reference point for that. But it's the same type of thing, yeah. An interesting conundrum, yes. Or we could just do a podcast. We could just do a podcast and I would upload it here. Is that something that y'all would be interested in? Okay, serious question, and I'll bring this up in the other streams just to see what other people's thoughts are. If it's just an Undertale rip. Oh my god. If I made a game based on Trench and had my friends play it, Would you listen to a podcast of us playing it? Yeah, probably, yeah. Not a visual, but like, my thought was like, because I think Critical Role, I haven't listened to or watched, I don't know a whole lot about Critical Role, but I think they live stream. I know there is a RPG thing where they do live stream them playing it, but I mean, they're not in costume. They don't really. Would you listen to that podcast? Okay. Twist fit of believing. Okay, bye. It's okay. You missed absolutely nothing, and I'm going to end the stream soon anyway, so. A gaming suddenly Clique Theory became a gaming channel. But should I upload it here? Or should I don't know if I want to make a separate channel for that. Not that a whole lot of people like watch this channel anymore anyway. Like the views on this channel, and it's not something that I've ever cared about, it's just something that I know, I realized and I noticed. But the views on this channel kept going down since end of the blurry face era. If we keep this idea up, within 5 years, Trench will be a serial. You know what? But yeah, would y'all be interested? Because if so, I will talk. Kayla seems on board. I will ask Alex maybe? Or Nick? My friends? If they would play. I'm just turning into Matt Pat. You're right. This is my version of GT Live, but it's not actually Clique Theory Live. This is Clique Theory Live-ish. What I love about GT Live is that it isn't live theories. It's just them playing games. It's not a theory. It's a let's play. Come on. But no, I've always wanted to make something with Trench because it's such an interesting like story and world that Tyler has created. There's so much, especially with the stuff that we learned about vialism recently, like that. Okay, I have a whole video about that recorded. I just haven't had a chance to edit it yet. I'm waiting on. I had to order a new micro SD card adapter so that I can actually put it on my desktop computer and edit the video. So it's going to be a minute, but I literally like in about a day or two had a whole script written, and I have thoughts about all the stuff about vialism and neon gravestones. And it's a lot. And if I can't edit it soon, I'm literally just going to go live and read the script. Like, I am that Clique Theory featuring Matt Pat. You know what? I'd be honored. You know what I want to do is Clique Theory featuring Tyler Joseph, where Tyler just roasts all of my terrible theories. I don't want that. I don't actually want that. I take that back. I lied. I don't want that. I'm very fragile. And he's very sarcastic. Maybe Clique Theory featuring Josh. I feel like Josh would be nice to me. I'm gonna keep straying from self-titled. Hey! ADD gang, what up? What type do you have? Because I'm primarily hyperactive and it shows. Does anyone have electric drum machine version of Cut My Lip? Ooh, no. That's intriguing though. Josh is a sweetheart, you're right. I love Josh. I'll have to look that up. I haven't heard of that. But yeah, no. ADHD gang. What up? I can't. This is why I had to script Clique Theory videos. If I did not have a script, this is what all of them would be. It would be this shit show of like 500 tangents and never getting to the point. I haven't come up with one mini theory about self-titled. Not one. I haven't come up with anything about self-titled. Josh would probably just be like, I'm just the drummer. You know what? That's all I want. I just want him to be there. I just want to talk to Josh. Tyler would just be mean to me. I'm not about that. That's toxic. No, I would. What I wouldn't give to have a conversation with Tyler Joseph about his writing. Like, really honestly. I was so sad when the Discord chat was happening. I was eating dinner. I didn't come back and see what was happening until after it was over. I was so sad. But I listened. It was so pure. It was so good. Made me really happy. But if he wants to have more conversations with Clickies, it's me, your girl, the Clique Theorist. No, I'm not even going to joke about that because then it'll happen and then I'll scream and cry and run away. Tyler Joseph, except he's just a bully to me for 10 minutes straight. That would be the entire video. Is that content? That's probably content. All right, so next Saturday, May 16th, we'll do a Regional at Best stream. We'll listen to Regional at Best and talk about the album after. And I'll get to work both on the Neon Gravestones video as soon as possible. And if not, I will literally just go live sometime during this next week. Or maybe not, because I'm literally going into final season now. The weirdest final season of my life. But I'll do that video soon, and then I will get to work on a trench RPG. So Natural Grande represents a blurry has taken over my life. You know what? That's the note I want to end this on. That's the one. Looking forward to the next one. Me too. I love Regional at Best. Even if it does sound like it was microwaved. We love it. All right. Had fun. I hope you had fun. And I'll see you next week. Take care of yourselves, okay? I know this is a weird time. I know y'all are lonely. I'm lonely too, which is why I want to do live streams like this, not to get serious before I go, but, you know, take care of yourself. Be nice to yourself if you're feeling like crap right now. We all are. We're all struggling. And I'm going to try and stream and be as interactive as possible because I'm feeling it too. And if this makes you feel better, if like this makes you feel like you're not alone, then even better, because this made me feel a lot better too. So I'll see you next week. Stay safe, stay at home, take care of yourselves, be easy on yourself for feeling down right now. If you are, that's totally normal. Yeah, just be good to yourself.